Newly revealed recordings obtained by Bloomberg have thrown U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff into the center of an international firestorm after leaked phone calls captured him telling top Kremlin advisor Yuri Ushakov that he could influence both Ukraine and President Donald Trump toward accepting a Moscow-leaning peace proposal. The October 14th call, recorded just days before President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to Washington, shows Witkoff offering strategic guidance to Russian officials and positioning himself as a key broker. "I know what it's going to take to get a peace deal done," Witkoff told Ushakov, suggesting that concessions in Donetsk and a potential land swap could form the basis of a future agreement. He went further, claiming that Trump would give him a lot of space and discretion to get to the deal. A second call recorded on October 29th captured Ushakov and Russian envoy Kirill Dmitriev debating how hard Moscow should push its maximalist demands, including recognition of occupied territories and limits on Ukraine's military. Dmitriev indicated he would pass a draft to the U.S. informally, while acknowledging it was unlikely Washington would accept Russia's version wholesale. A growing diplomatic puzzle. The leaked calls provide the clearest glimpse yet into the behind-the-scenes maneuvering that shaped the controversial 28-point peace plan Washington later pressed Ukraine to consider. Witkoff's conversations appeared to have influenced the sequencing of events around Zelensky's October trip to Washington, including an unexpected Putin-Trump call arranged shortly beforehand. Following the revelations, U.S., Ukrainian, and Russian officials have held a flurry of meetings in Abu Dhabi, Geneva, and Washington as efforts to shape a workable peace framework intensify. Trump's reaction: no alarm, just deal-making.
As of Witkoff coaching the Russians on how to appeal to you?
Well, I haven't heard it, no, but that's a standard thing, because he's got to sell this to Ukraine. He's got to sell Ukraine to Russia. That's what a deal maker does. You got to say, look, they want this. You got to convince them with this. That's a very standard form of negotiation. I haven't heard it, but I heard it was standard negotiation. And I would imagine he's saying the same thing to Ukraine, because each party has to give and take.
So you're worried that he's too pro-Russian?
No, I think, look, this war could go on for years, and Russia's got a lot more people, and a lot more soldiers. So I think if Ukraine can make a deal, it's a good thing. I think it's great for both. Frankly, I think it's great for both. But Ukraine's got a much smaller group of people. They've lost a lot of people.
President Trump, questioned aboard Air Force One after Bloomberg published the recordings, dismissed concerns that his envoy had advised Russian aides on how to pitch their terms. According to Trump, Witkoff's conversations sounded like standard negotiation.
Bloomberg has of Witkoff coaching the Russians on how to appeal to you.
Well, I haven't heard it, no, but that's a standard thing, because he's got to sell this to Ukraine. He's got to sell Ukraine to Russia. That's what a deal maker does.
The president insisted that back-channel discussions are normal in complex diplomacy and suggested that attempts to portray the calls as inappropriate misunderstand the process of trying to forge a peace settlement. Despite the uproar, U.S. officials continue pushing Ukraine to consider the 28-point plan, though Kyiv has reportedly secured some concessions after high-level talks. The leaked calls, however, raise uncomfortable questions about how much influence the Kremlin wielded over the early drafts and how much authority Witkoff believed he had to steer both sides, including the president himself. Whether the plan survives these revelations remains to be seen, but for now, Trump remains unfazed, reinforcing his belief that tough, messy, back-channel conversations are simply what it takes to make a deal.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.